Point Pleasant, West Virginia, an eerie legend has taken root. It's a tale so peculiar that it has ignited imaginations for decades. We present the legend of the Mothman, a mysterious winged humanoid with glowing red eyes. The year was 1966. On a chilly November evening, two young couples, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Mallet, were driving near an old abandoned TNT plant. What they encountered that night defied all logic and reason. A massive creature with wings tucked neatly against its back and eyes that glowed a menacing red in the darkness. They described it as a humanoid figure, towering between 6 and 7 feet tall with an impressive wingspan of about 10 feet. This encounter was but the beginning of a series of events that would place Point Pleasant at the heart of a supernatural mystery. In the months that followed, the legend of the Mothman grew as more sightings were reported. Eyewitnesses recounted seeing the Mothman in various locales around Point Pleasant. They spoke of its disturbing presence and its fiery red eyes. Often, these sightings were accompanied by a fear that something terrible was imminent. Among these accounts was the story of Newell Partridge, who claimed that his television began to emit strange patterns and his beloved dog vanished after a chilling encounter with the creature. Partridge described how his television started making a high-pitched whining noise, and when he went outside to investigate, he saw two glowing red eyes. His dog Bandit ran into the darkness, barking furiously, and was never seen again. The sense of dread surrounding the Mothman reached its zenith on December 15, 1967, when catastrophe struck Point Pleasant. The Silver Bridge, a vital link between Point Pleasant and Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed during the evening rush hour, plunging vehicles and people into the frigid waters of the Ohio River. 46 lives were tragically lost. In the wake of this disaster, some began to draw connections between the Mothman sightings and the bridge collapse, viewing the creature as a harbinger of doom. This ominous association was furthered by John Keel, who posited that the Mothman's appearance was an omen of the impending disaster. Keel's investigations and writings, particularly in his book The Mothman Prophecies, suggested that the Mothman was linked to various paranormal activities and was a harbinger of catastrophic events. His work played a significant role in cementing the Mothman's place in modern folklore. Cryptozoologists often regard the Mothman as one of the most compelling cryptids, thanks to the sheer volume and consistency of eyewitness accounts. The Mothman has spurred numerous investigations and expeditions, contributing significantly to the field of cryptozoology by encouraging the study and documentation of the creature. Now, the origins of the Mothman are shrouded in mystery and speculation, with numerous theories attempting to explain this enigmatic creature's presence in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Some believe the Mothman is possibly a large bird or bat misidentified due to its size and nocturnal habits. Others suggest it is an extraterrestrial, supported by numerous UFO sightings and strange phenomena in Point Pleasant. Another theory says that the Mothman is a result of a government experiment gone awry, potentially a mutated creature or test subject from the nearby abandoned TNT plant with its history of secretive operations. Some view the Mothman as a supernatural entity, an omen of disaster, linked to the tragic collapse of the Silver Bridge. Skeptics suggest the Mothman sightings could be a case of mass hysteria, where collective fear and intense media coverage amplified the legend and contributed to widespread belief in an unreal threat. If you were to ask me, from everything I've gathered, I think it started out as some combination of environmental misidentification. They thought it was a Mothman, but maybe in reality, it was just some large bird. And mass hysteria until it turned into an economic opportunity, which may be reason enough for some possible exaggerations and fabrications in later years. But then who am I to judge, right? The annual Mothman Festival generates significant revenue for Point Pleasant, attracting thousands of visitors who spend on accommodations, food, and local merchandise. The Mothman Museum has become a year-round tourist attraction, drawing in both enthusiasts and the merely curious. That TNT plant we mentioned earlier as a site of the original sighting, they've made it into a tourist attraction, with tour buses no less. This influx of tourism has breathed new life into Point Pleasant's economy, providing jobs and boosting local businesses, so good for them. And that's all we have about the Mothman for now. But then, this is just one of the many stories that we tell here. There are many more to share, so subscribe for more tales from around the world.